National Congress's Gauteng Provincial Task Team 2-day lekgotla commences today, and this is taking place at the Indaba Hotel in Fourways. Well, this gathering follows on the ANC National Executive Committee lekgotla and the State of the Nation and Province addresses. Well, it aims to develop a provincial program of action in line with the mandate given to the PTT by the ANC NEC. Let's go live to that now.
That the heartbeat is still there. We can't be irrelevant when we control all the metros now in our province, and we can't be irrelevant when we control majority of wards in our province. But most importantly, comrades, besides one municipality, out of the 10 municipalities, the ANC remain the leading political party that has been chosen, the masses of our people. This is very important as we move forward to determine what we need to do and the task that lies ahead. In all wards in our areas, regardless of who governs that municipality, our people remain hopeful that the African National Congress need to provide answers. In all our areas, regardless of who was governing that municipality before us, our people remain hopeful that is the African National Congress that must provide the answers and provide the necessary solutions that are needed in our area. So before I give the report, comrade, of the state of local authority in our province, I want you to join me, comrades. It's a very important cadre of our revolution, who turned 90 years last week. A cadre that's been part of the evolution of our movement. During the Defiance campaign, the establishment of Umkhonto Wesizwe, the military wing of the ANC, during the negotiations, during the performance of the Reconstruction and Development Program, and the development of ready-to-govern document, amongst the first of our leaders to be part of government and also to lead sectors of government. Even in his late ages, comrade, is amongst ourselves leading the front in political education. Comrades, let's wish Comrade Mek Maharaji happy 90th birthday and thank him for remaining in the movement of our people. It is people like Mek Maharaj that indeed confirms that challenges, yes, we have, but insurmountable, no, because we've got the capable leadership that can lead us to the area that we want to. So, comrades, we are ready to reclaim lost ground. We must not be apologetic. We are ready to reclaim lost ground, definitely. And comrades, the outcome of the previous local government elections and the outcome of the previous national and provincial government elections are very clear, comrades. Our people didn't abandon us. Our people chose a faction of the African National Congress and voted for that faction. Our people didn't vote for imperialists. Our people didn't vote for the Democratic Alliance. Our people have voted for political parties that were part of us at one stage or another, and another political party that was led by our former president of the African National Congress. So we are still within the right course, comrades. Our approach is to consolidate and clarify them. That is not party and Tate Zuma that can deliver the liberation that we need. It's the African National Congress that can deliver the liberation that we need. So we must be very resolute on that aspect. That is not the noisemakers, the EFF, that can deliver an economic emancipation. It's the African National Congress and its alliance partners that can deliver economic emancipation. We must also be very clear, comrades, that to work with the DA National Government of Coalition does not make a DA an alliance of the ANC. It still remains the enemy of our people that wants to defend white privileges and white rights, and we must characterize them in that particular fashion. So you will see, comrades, as we take this process forward, that ours is to have our house in order, nothing else. Ours is to ensure that we've got proper structures, nothing else. And ours is to deal ruthlessly with those that are taking advantage of our government, especially officials of government who are now starting to ignore the directives of the African National Congress, who think in their own right they can influence the African National Congress through factions, by sponsoring factions that are going to conferences. Comrades, we must be wary of this. officials who are business people by day, but at night, who are government officials by day, but at night, there are business people that are captured by various business components, who are now trying to infiltrate our own organization and take sides with those that are going to conferences. As this leadership, we've been very, very clear, comrades. Our approach is very simple. There is no region that will go to a regional conference unless we are convinced that is ready. There is no region that will go to a regional conference to perpetuate divisions. There is no region that will go to a regional conference to perpetuate factionalism. And there is no region that will go to a regional conference to collapse government. We are going to consolidate our approaches. And our approach is very simple. Political education first and conferences later. And it must not be political education for compliance sake, where people think that they can render a 5-module course in 2 days. It does not work that way, comrade. Our approach is that we are strengthening everything that remains organizational first. And when we are convinced, we'll be in a position to deal with the issues that we need to attend them. So we are proud, comrades, as our leadership, that we have met each and every region. We met the regional chair, the regional secretaries, we met the officials of Ekurhuleni, we met the regional chair, the regional secretary and officials of Tshwane, we met the regional chair and the regional secretaries of Ekurhuleni, we met the regional chair, secretary and the officials of Sidibeng, as well as Western. We now fully understand, comrade, the state of governance of municipalities across the province. And that's the reason why we want to share with you this information. So, comrades, since 2016, out of the 11 municipalities that we had, 11 municipalities were taken over from us. And I hope you understand this. Out of the 11 municipalities that we have, after the 2016 local government elections, 9 of these municipalities were taken from us. We lost Tshwane, we lost Ekurhuleni, we lost Johannesburg, we even lost Mogale City. We also lost a very strategic municipality for our people in Rand West that we needed to ensure that in all times we are representative of the people across. But after the 2016 local government elections, comrades, we didn't lick our wounds. We went to our conference and we even went to a local government summit and we took 3 strategic decisions, comrade. And I want to share with you those 3 strategic decisions. One was that we are going to take the official opposition benches and provide and be an effective opposition. That was around 2018, 2019. We said we are going to be an effective opposition, which simply means, comrades, we accepted the outcome of the local government elections. We didn't dispute those elections. We accepted them and said we are going to be an effective opposition. The second strategic decision that we took, comrades, was let's go and learn from institutions that have lost power. I hope comrades still remember, we asked the former Premier of Western Cape to come and address us. We also asked the former Executive Mayor of Cape Town to come and address us. We brought Comrade Sputla, we brought Comrade Pakstau to assist us to formulate an approach to say, if you are an opposition party, what are the things that we need to do? And we developed a document that assisted us to be an opposition party. Thirdly, comrades, we said the best amongst us must still be deployed in local government. Comrades, I want to underline this one because this is very important, comrades. When we lost local government, there were temptations by those that were in local government that they must be on the list of national parliament and provincial parliament and move out of local government because we've lost. We said to them, remain there, and assist us to formulate an approach of the African National Congress as an opposition party. Guess what, comrade? After just 4 months of being an effective opposition party, all those municipalities that rejected the ANC, they came begging back to the ANC that we can't run government with the DA, we are better with the ANC. And all those 9 municipalities, as I'm speaking to you now, moved away from a DA-led coalition. They are now under the firm control of the ANC-led coalition in all these municipalities. This is an achievement that we must not underestimate, comrades. Johannesburg, as we speak, is led by the ANC. Tshwane, as we speak, is led by the African National Congress. Ekurhuleni, as we speak, is led by the African National Congress. Mogale and many other municipalities, including the municipality of Sedibeng. Like any other political party, the DA, instead of learning from us to be an effective opposition, the DA, instead of learning from us to occupy the opposition benches, they passed motions of no confidence against our mayors. They started in Sedibeng, assisted by ill-disciplined comrades. But as we speak now, we defeated the DA. And it's very important, comrades, we defeated the DA in Sedibeng without the assistance of the EFF, which sided with the DA in Sedibeng. And we are proud that the executive mayor of Sedibeng is the executive mayor of the ANC. They tried again in Ekurhuleni last week. They put a motion of no confidence against our executive mayor there. Again, comrades, led by our provincial coordinator and the deputy coordinator, we met a caucus that was very problematic, I must be honest, comrades. We said to the caucus, it's ANC first, the rest shall follow. Any other person that does not want to toe the line of the African National Congress, we are ready to go for by-elections in Ekurhuleni. And we said, everyone must vote for the African National Congress candidate. If they have got problems, we'll attend to those problems. We are proud, comrade. In Ekurhuleni last week, we defeated a DA-sponsored motion, and Comrade Dr. Kagaza is the executive mayor of Ekurhuleni as we speak. They tried in Tshwane, tried to poach members of ACDP in particular, trying to poach some members of Action SA to try to destabilize the municipality of Tshwane. As we speak now, comrades, we defeated them. And the alliance or the coalition in Tshwane is still intact. And I want to remain on this point for quite some time, comrades, and apologies for that. Because we need to dispute this myth that where the DA governs, they govern right. We need to dispute this myth that where the DA is in charge, things are in order. In Tshwane, they messed up that municipality to the bone marrow. In Tshwane, just in 8 years, they had 5 different executive mayors in one municipality. Just in 8 years, they found a financially healthy municipality with reserves, with the highest form of rating by international agencies. When we took it over last year, this municipality was bankrupt, this municipality was owing ESCOM, and this municipality was on the verge of not even paying salaries of the workers. In 4 months, we turned it around and put a balanced budget for the first time in that municipality. So this myth, therefore, that where the DA governs, it governs well, it's wrong. But we know why they perpetuate that. Because they've got a different color of the skin. And the color of their skin speaks for them. And those that criticize us, comrades, those that criticize us, they enjoy criticizing us and they dislike criticizing the DA. So in Tswane, comrades, I want to give you a practical example of a mess that they left us. When they took over, comrades, the municipality had just 81 informal settlements. If I'm not wrong, Comrade Bones. Yeah. Okay, let me put it this way. When the DA took over from us, in Tswane, they had just less than 100 informal settlements. By last year, when we took it over from them, they left us with 527 informal settlements. And comrades, you need to understand the context of this. The context of this is that they turned a blind eye on land invasions. The context of this, it means that they allowed informal settlement that didn't have water, that didn't have electricity, that didn't have sewer, to mushroom into one. With one intention, to betray this government as a government that has failed. And unfortunately, majority of our people have fallen into this trap. That when we were running this municipality, there was no land invasion. When we were running this municipality, there was order. When we were running this municipality, there was financial stability. Just because we lost power in 2016, our province has been turned upside down with potholes and failing traffic lights and endless informal settlements that have mushroomed in other things. But we are not retreating, comrades, and we are not going to blame any other person. We are taking the responsibilities to turn around this municipality, hence this 2-day lekgotla, because we think we are capable. We've got the skills, we've got the talent, we've got the capabilities to turn around this situation for the betterment of our people. So we are determined, comrades, to attend to all issues that have affected local government elections. And there are 8, comrades. These are 8 things that we want to bring to our attention, comrades. In the provincial government, you call them G13, but in local government, there are 8. Comrades, if we can't provide water to our people, that's the end of us. Water is life. So, we want to urge you, comrades, as we go to the commissions, the nice-to-haves must be in the back burner. The issues that are in front of our people, they should be our priorities. So, we must not have a delegation that wants to go to Switzerland and say that they want to go and attract investors and use millions of rands for flights, accommodation, whereas our people don't have water. There is no investor that can invest when there is no water, comrades. There's no investor that can do that. So we need to deal with the basics, comrades. And I want to take this opportunity to thank the Minister of Water and the Deputy Minister of Water. They have listened to us, comrades. What I can tell you now, we have invested together with the Minister and the Deputy Minister a new plant that will receive the new water from the Lesotho highlands, and that particular plant will be in a position to ensure that there's no municipality without water in Gauteng in the next 3 years. So on the issue of water, comrades, we are now covered. The only challenge that we need to deal with is leakages. There are a lot of water that we are losing, comrades, that we are losing that water without accountability. Zamazamas and informal settlements. And we need to ensure, comrades, where our people have connected illegally, we need to bring them and collect them legally. The second area, comrades, is the issue of sanitation. Comrades, sanitation is dignity. There is no one that can live without sanitation. There is one informal settlement in Mfuleni. The leadership has raised this matter with me. Fortunately, I've already raised it with Comrade Tasneem. There is a service provider, Comrade, for 4 months. 4 months was not removing sanitation in one informal settlement in Fuleni, subjecting our people to inhuman conditions. And I said to Comrade Tasneem, we don't negotiate with a tenderer. We don't negotiate with a consultant. He must clean his act, but when we go to the next round, we are blacklisting this service provider so that must never ever get any job across all our province, so that we can send a strong message that we don't tolerate this kind of misconduct. The third area, comrades, our streets in our townships are in bad conditions. There are some communities, when it rains, comrades, they can't even go to their own houses. There are some communities, when it rains, comrades, their own house become a swimming pool. So we need to prioritize. We need to prioritize road construction, including the issues of potholes. But comrades, I must register with you here. I've said it to the regional chair, together with the leadership of CDB. Comrade Co-Convener, we prioritized 40 roads in CDB and said these 40 roads, we should prioritize them and construct them. I'm saying, Comrade Chair, to report to you that some of these 40 roads, actually they are now worse off, but some contractors have taken the money. And I said to the leadership, they must pay back that money or go back and reconstruct those roads. Comrade, we can't allow this kind of behavior to continue in our midst. We can't allow that. That we prioritize this development, but those that are given the responsibilities and the task to assist us with this matter behave in the fashion that they are behaving. The fourth area, comrades, if we can manage the issue of energy and electricity, especially in informal settlements, that's the end of us. There are areas that have load reduction, and there are areas that have transformers that have been stolen. There are areas where people have not had electricity, comrades, now for 7 years. 7 full years. There's an area called Tswelopele next to Ivory Park. They dream about electricity. There are areas, especially in the Val, where they dream about electricity. So, comrades, we have to put a master plan to respond to this challenge. And amongst that challenge, comrades, is to restore all the transformers. In the last 2 years, comrades, of all the 546 transformers that were broken, stolen, and removed, out of the 546, we have now restored 540 transformers back into our communities. We have agreed with the minister that the community of Everton, we are going to start afresh with their electrical reticulation. It was destroyed, and now we are coming to fix it so that they can have access to electricity. We have also agreed, comrade, that we are going to put solar masts and also ensure that all these electricity installations are protected. Comrades, it's meaningless to remove and replace a transformer that will be stolen in 2 days' time. It's better to put the security networks that we have. And the next priority, comrades, this one, comrades, I think all of us must bury our heads in shame. Comrades, our province and our municipalities are dirty. 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 I attended the May rally in Sharpeville, Executive Mayor Sidibeng. Comrades. Maybe let me divert. Comrades, you know, if we can't get the basics right, we have no legitimate right to claim our people should still have confidence in us. If we can't get the basics right, we are no longer representing our people, who are misleading them. If we can't get the basics right, comrades, then we are betraying the revolution that we said we must not betray. So, comrades, we've taken a decision that is very important now that all of us municipalities plan from the center and work on this thing of cleaning our province. The president came here, comrades. The president spent 2 days here. Comrades, nearly Tibang. And the president was very explicit. Premier, your province is dirty. So, comrades, we are not going to leave here until we have a plan by the end of business tomorrow on how to clean our province. And we are not cleaning it because we are hosting the G20. We are cleaning it for the citizens of our country and the citizens of our province. And that is very important, comrades, that we take this aspect. The next area of priority, comrade. You know, comrades, I went to an area called Merimi. I went to an area called Merimi. And I can tell you, comrades, it's not Merimi alone. There are many other similar things that are like in Merimi. Comrades, we can't. And this one, comrades, I know it may create problems, but comrades, we must be very firm now. Comrades, we can't have an informal settlement where over 65% of its citizens are undocumented foreign citizens in our own country. It must come to an end. We must be very firm on these things, comrades. And no one must characterize this otherwise. There is no country that can agree that you have people that you don't know who they are, where they come from, where they sleep, what they do, and they are in our country doing as they wish. That period of honeymoon must come to an end. We must be very firm. You document yourself or you leave us in peace. And it has nothing to do, comrades, with any characterization of our character. Everyone knows our Ubuntu, but our Ubuntu cannot be abused. Everyone knows our willingness to work with those that are willing to develop our country. But we can't surrender our country to criminals. And therefore, comrades, and I've said this to Comrade President Ramaphosa, I've said this to the relevant ministers, if we can't formally take a decision on how best we manage this situation, we must forget about everything that we want to do. Our hospitals are overflowing when South Africans are requested to come with an ID document to identify themselves. They don't have to identify themselves but expect to be serviced. It creates problems across. And we are not raising it for purpose of political experience of other political parties. We are raising it for purpose of law and order and the sovereignty of our own country. We can't surrender it to any other person. So the last aspect, therefore, comrades, the issue of crime. Comrades, we are under siege with criminals. We are under siege with criminals. We have now signed a very important agreement with all municipalities. And I'm glad the executive mayors of all municipalities have agreed with us. There is no municipality that can fight crime alone. There's no province that can fight crime alone. For the first time, comrades, we've put our boundaries differences aside. We've put all the resources of law enforcement agencies under one roof and under the command and control of the SAPS. The 3 policemen that were found in the river, in Hanops River, it was of the results of the collaborative effort of all municipalities and the law enforcement agencies and the private security, and that is why we managed to provide the assistance that we've provided there. So the issue of crime, comrades, we must tackle it head on. The issue of crime, comrades, we must be merciless to criminals. We identified 450 criminals that are creating havoc in our province. These are criminals that are planning cash in heist. These are criminals that are planning kidnappings. These are criminals that are hiring other people to kill people in our province. These are criminals that are planning ATM bombings. These are criminals that are even organizing people to snatch people's cell phones. These are people that are doing wrong, 450 of them. Together with the private sector, we've analyzed all of them. And I'm proud, comrade, from June this year until now, of the 450 people that we've analyzed, 180 has now been arrested, and 23, we've reconnected them with their creator up there in the sky. We feel by the end of this year, we have covered all those criminals that are creating havoc in our province. But we must not relax, comrades. We must ensure that the self-defense units, the street committees, together with the community policing forums, are entrenched to deal with the issues that we have dealt with them. And the last issue, very, very last, comrades. Comrades, there is no municipality can resolve its own problem alone. We now need to bring together our resources under one pot. Comrades, we just have to be very firm to those that are misleading us in government, administratively. And I'm glad that they are here. Comrades, if something costs us 2 rand, it must cost us 2 rand. Do you hear me, comrades? If something costs us 5 rand, it must cost us 5 rand. Comrades, if we can't open our eyes on those that are taking advantage of government, we are all going to be in trouble. In one province, you are quite aware, comrades. One department bought 22 laptops with 2 million rand. Here in our own province, comrades, we are told, comrades, that we are paying 34 million rands every month for rent. Here in our province, comrades, children that must get a fresh apple, they are getting a golf-sized apple. So what it means, comrades, we have to start to agree with the resolutions that we took in our last national conference to build the capacity of the state. Some of these responsibilities, we must do them as the state and get rid of those that want to take advantage of the state and charge us the amount of money that they are charging us. We can't allow for the state to be taken for a ride. And therefore, we want to contribute to the debate and the discussions that are going to come. The agencies that we have from City Power, the agencies that we have for Pick It Up, the agencies that we have in government and agencies in some of the municipalities like in Tshwane. Comrades, we must bring all our resources together and take young unemployed people, train them to be the one that must install the streets and them to deal with all the issues that are confronting us. We just have to work together as local authorities and the provincial government. So, comrades, as I move towards closure, we've given you a written report about the provincial government. I'm not sure you've got the copies. If you can distribute it, comrades. Here, comrades, we are convinced that the national leadership indeed gave us a correct guidance. And we must thank the national leadership, Comrade Sihle and Comrade Subra. In the absence of the DA, we have passed 3 of our budget without any problem. Did you hear that, comrade?
Well, the ANC's Gauteng PTT, lekgotla Panyaza Lesufi there, talking about how municipalities, in particular where the ANC is, need to be kept clean. Also talking about taking a swipe once again. You would know Lesufi has not been a fan of the government of national unity or his party. In fact, going into a government of national unity with the Democratic Alliance, his stance certainly hasn't changed since he made it very clear. Taking a swipe at the Democratic Alliance once again, talking about the motions of no confidence in certain areas where he says the DA has been defeated. We know that Lesufi, of course, has not been one to have supported a government of national unity, or in fact, his political party, the ANC, being in alliance with the DA. Just some of the issues that he was speaking about there. The issue relating to crime as well. Certainly something that always comes up. Also touching on what we'll be speaking about just after the break.